All right, guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993, coming at you for my live review of the February 20th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live. Back-to-back nights for some reason. The WWE had their two weekly shows in Phoenix, Arizona. So tonight was in Phoenix, Arizona as well, as we are still a few more painful weeks away from Fastlane. Pay-per-view that I keep saying that I just absolutely hate because I don't like Fastlane. And this show, compared to last week, I enjoyed it slightly better. But overall, still not doing it. It's not doing it. And the biggest problem I'm having with SmackDown, Raw, okay, I could do it a little bit better, but it at least somewhat is trying to. SmackDown right now, despite Fastlane coming up, has nothing bridging, from what we got at the Rumble to WrestleMania. Right now, there's no build for any WrestleMania matches on the SmackDown Live brand. As far as, my personal opinion, I can see. I don't know what you guys in the live chat or those you are watching after this live review is done think, but leave your thoughts as well. But man, just continue the trend. Hashtag fire Road Dogg. I tweeted out again myself. I didn't tag Road Dogg in a tweet, so waiting for Road Dogg to block my rear end. But I'm not going to personally call him out. I just whatever at this point. SmackDown tonight, as I keep saying, not bad wrestling wise, but the storytelling all around it makes absolutely no sense. Oh wow, the next man retweeted my tweet. Thank you, man. But yeah, I'm sorry. And yes, also add this in because my good friend Robbie joined me in the live chat. What's up, Robbie? Robbie said hashtag fire Road Dogg, hashtag hire Robbie. Sure. Or you want to say hashtag please fire Road Dogg, hashtag please hire Robbie. Because once again, I keep saying, what makes SmackDown, at least I still watch it, is because, we still get good wrestling matches. Like some of the matches we got tonight, they weren't great, but they weren't bad. But everything else around it, what? Like it made absolutely no sense. And Fastlane is going to make absolutely no sense when it comes to it. I'm pretty sure if I do watch it and do a review, it's going to be a pretty short review because there's really nothing to say about Fastlane. With the brand split, with the brand specific pay-per-views leaving, I hope next year around this time, if they do have a pay-per-view in between the Rumble and Mania, they do Elimination Chamber, not Fastlane. That pay-per-view needs to go. But anyways, I'm just repeating myself. Let's just get right into it and just talk about this show from top to bottom. So we open up with AJ Styles coming out to the ring. He's supposed to be, answering, to the fact that this is a fatal five-way and all of a sudden. So he wasn't on the show at all last year. Remember that. He was not, your WWE champion was not on the show last week. Styles, got a good reaction. He said that he's still in control of his own destiny to WrestleMania. He feels like he can beat anybody that gets in the ring with him, and he knows that sounds cocky, but he can back it up and has his whole life, which is true. Styles has proved he can't beat anybody that comes his way. The Fatal Five-Way at Fastlane is a problem, yes, because anything can happen inside the ring. Outside the ring, you see the commentator table, it would feel good to put Kevin Owens to the announce table, but there's a problem with that because if he does that, Dolph Ziggler can pin Sami Zayn and he wouldn't be champion anymore. Or the ring steps, they're tailor-made for Zayn and he'd love to put his face in the steps. But in the five-way again, in the middle of the ring, Ziggler could beat Owens and there's nothing he can do about it. Individually, he can take him all. Kevin Owens, big, athletic, but he can't take him. Sami Zayn, ruthless with or without Owens, but he believes he can beat him. Dolph Ziggler, he's every bit of the man he says he is, but he's not phenomenal. Which again, it started to make me think that they're making Dolph Ziggler a babyface guy, even though I don't get why, because him leaving and coming back is just why? Why did it all happen again? I'm supposed to forget about that. I'm just another fan. But then he's getting to Baron Corbin. But as he started to talk about Corbin, Corbin makes his way out. And he says, AJ, I want to stop what you're saying before you make a fool out of yourself. The fact of the matter is, the last time they fought, Corbin won the United States Championship, and then he beat him again in the rematch, which I remember that rematch on SmackDown right after Hell in a Cell was actually a pretty good match. I thought that it was a good match, and I thought it was at least a strong way to put over Corbin as U.S. champion, even though after that, it went nowhere. He feuded with Sin Cara. He had the match at Survivor Series with The Miz, which that was passable and forgivable for me, in my opinion. So we had Sin Cara and The Miz. We also had but then he had this. It should have been just him and Bobby Roode, but then Dolph was just randomly inserted to the match and won the match. Why? I don't know why at all. But anyways, he said he has AJ's number and he knows it, which it is pretty much true. He has gotten a one-up on AJ quite often. Anytime he was in, like, multiple man matches back when SmackDown was actually making him look good, he was getting some pinfall victories on Corbin, on Styles. And he said this because there's a difference between them. Styles is an athlete and the lone wolf is a fighter. He's going to enjoy pinning him for the title. Or he'll pin somebody else. There's nothing AJ can do about it. But either way, you're looking at the new champion. Owens comes out and he says AJ doesn't have to worry about running here and there because the only man going through the announce table is him with a pop-up powerbomb. And Corbin didn't look so tough last week, which is completely false. Even though they took him out. Corbin says it's funny because when he got back up to his feet, it's a face-to-face. He dropped Owens like a punk, which, yeah, it is true. Once Corbin got back up, he took out Owens. Owens says that's funny for a guy who got handed an opportunity by Shane McMahon, and it reminds us about Shane having that vendetta for her since he busted open his father with a headbutt. Styles tells him he looks great and asks if he had the boil lanced off his back. And KO is very confused. And so we're all of us. AJ explains that he's talking about Sammy, and Owens laughs and says he only lost actually because he had no time to prepare. Sammy had all the time to prepare, and he let him down. So then Shane cut him off, and he entered and says a lot of talk emanates from the ring tonight, but he doesn't think talk is what Phoenix, Arizona wants. So he makes the main event Corbin and Styles. And to add to your conspiracy theory, Owens, you will have a match against Dolph Ziggler, which Dolph comes out again. If they're going to make Dolph a babyface again, though, why still have that big pause this music before it starts? Like, that was him, not wanting to please anybody with his entrance music. So why is he still having that even though he's a babyface now? I don't know, because I'm not supposed to know or realize anything. So let's go to the live chat here because Rob has a few good things to say. Mike, if last night's episode of Raw was just that gauntlet match, I would have given it a straight A, definitely. Awesome match. And yeah, Seth Rollins was the MVP. He thought of what Roman's story could be for the Chamber. He wants to beat Brock Lesnar main event, his fourth consecutive Mania, because he believes he is the main event. Okay. And how about this for Chapter 2? Roman was to prevent Seth from screwing him out of another title win like at WrestleMania 31, and makes it his mission to eliminate Seth. You can do it, but unfortunately, nah, you can't do that because Roman looks like a heel in this, and the WWE won't pull the trigger and make Roman a heel. But it's a good idea to me. It sounds good to actually give a story to Roman. Again, WWE, hire this man. Now, he's doing a heck of a better job than Road Dogg, but nah, won't do it. But yeah, so we get the match, Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. These two can put on pretty good matches. I'll give it to them. I mean, even in 2016, yeah, whenever we had Dolph and Owens feuding for the Intercontinental title, I know they did that match how many times before Fastlane? The match they had at Fastlane was good, but unfortunately they did so many times at the time we just couldn't appreciate it as much anymore. But these two put on a pretty good match, but then, there have been tensions between them. Out came Sami Zayn, and Sami came out and And when Ziggler was looking over at Zayn, Owens did a super kick from behind and gets the victory. So Owens gets a victory over Ziggler. Like nothing new there. It's the same stuff we see from Kevin Owens and whoever his henchman is. Hey, what's up, Queens Kings? But yeah, so Owens wins by pinfall. So then, this promo. For the past 2 weeks with this whole WWE Smackdown Live top 10 list, I feel like I'm literally watching, as Robbie called it in our year in review awards video, I felt like I was watching once again the many faces of Shinsuke Nakamura again, as we called those 3 segments where Jinder Mahal was making fun of Nakamura's face, because those were terrible. And this promo, again, was pretty terrible by Jinder Mahal himself. He said he made a discovery, that he has literally shook him to his core, and he believes that people need to know. Bobby Roode has a secret, he's here to tell us. He has Roode's personal top 10 list in descending order. And his list is almost exactly the same as the one that was there, except we have Zack Ryder at number 10. Number 9 is Ty Dillinger. Number 8 is the Usos. 7 is Naomi. 6 is Becky Lynch. Number 5 is the New Day. 4 is Shinsuke Nakamura. 3 is AJ Styles. 2 is Charlotte Flair. And 1 is Bobby Roode himself. And Jinder mentions how Jinder says that Bobby Roode broke the cardinal rule and voted for himself, but he also left Randy Orton off, just like he said last week. Roode already fancies himself as the new legend killer. Bobby is a glorious egomaniac and inglorious liar, blah, 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 because Jinder just once again sounds delusional, because it's like, what the heck does this have to do with you? You weren't even on the list. This whole thing was between Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. Randy Orton randomly RKO'd Bobby Roode after his match against Rusev 2 weeks ago. But all of a sudden, no, Jinder wants to get involved and sound like a delusional idiot like he does anymore in his promos and just get himself involved. Why? Bobby Roode came out, and I like the stuff Bobby Roode said because he was shutting this guy's yap. Bobby Roode came out and says Mahal can't even make a top 10 list, which is true. But more importantly, he wants to be United States champion so bad he's trying to pit Orton against him so bad that he lasts to keep his eye over his shoulder so he doesn't get attacked out of nowhere. But in a fair fight, he knows he can't win, which is true. Jinder cannot win a fair fight. And Jinder admits he wants to be a U.S. champion, but he wants Roode to admit that he thinks he's better than Orton. And Bobby denies that. And Jinder Mahal, I think a child, is pressuring Roode to say it. And then Jinder's like, you must be scared of Randy Orton. Like, he sounds like a little kid talking to him. It's like, what is this, 2 5-year-olds talking to each other? And then Bobby Roode says he never said any of that, which is true. But who isn't he scared of? He's not scared of Jinder. And Jinder talks about how he should be, and Bobby Roode cuts him off, yelling to forget about Randy Orton because this is now about them. Orton comes out, and he goes to him and Bobby Roode start jawing at each other. We can't hear what the heck they're saying. But all of a sudden, Orton just goes to throw a punch at Jinder, and Roode takes Mahal out of the ring, but then Orton goes to hit an RKO on Bobby Roode, but then Bobby Roode counters into a glorious DDT, and as Bobby goes to celebrate, Jinder comes back, hits a Colossus on him, so Jinder standing tall. Why is Jinder Mahal? Honestly, they should save Bobby Roode and Randy Orton for WrestleMania. But no, they're not. They're going to get this match out of the way at Fastlane and who knows what. If they dare have Jinder Mahal part of this U.S. title match at all at WrestleMania, I'll flip. Jinder Mahal had the worst WWE title reign that I can remember in a long, long time. He does not deserve to be in any marquee match in WrestleMania. Heck, he didn't deserve to be the runner-up of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last year. He did not. Get him as far away from this feud as possible. Put him back on Raw and put him back on main event. I'm not talking about the main event of Raw. I'm talking about the show main event because I'm sorry, I gave him a chance. He's boring. I don't understand why, of all people, he got the shot to being the champ. Why couldn't you give it to Rusev? Why couldn't you give it to Curtis Axel or even Bo Dallas or Apollo? He doesn't have a last name anymore. I'll talk about that in my top 10 topics video I do this week. But so this makes absolutely no sense. Jinder Mahal is trying to poke just because Randy Orton RKO'd Bobby Roode a few weeks ago, which he didn't explain why he did that. Jinder Mahal wants to poke fun at the both of them because of a stupid little list. It's ridiculous. I get to the live chat. What are the possibility of a tag title women's match? Don't see it happening really anytime soon. Yes, no more 6 women title matches. He's going to eliminate Braun. I really don't know what's going to happen to Braun at Chamber at all. If he's going to win it, or if he does get eliminated, how? If he gets eliminated, though, make it look like strong for him being eliminated. Apollo and Nia Jax versus Rude. Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a match. Randy Orton, U.S. champion, AJ Styles, the World Heavyweight Champion, New Day, tag champs, and Charlotte, women's champion. It wouldn't be too bad. Hey, Mike, with Apollo losing last name Cruz, don't be surprised if WWE drops another last name and we just call him Jinder. Well, I'll get into. I heard a rumor why Apollo lost his last name, and apparently the rumor was WWE said his last name sounds too similar to the name of the guy who did the shooting down in Florida last week at that high school. Says his last name's Cruz. Well, I mean, I can't fully, call WWE stupid for that. But at the same time, there's a lot of people in this world whose last name is Cruz. How many? Nelson Cruz of the Seattle Mariners. Is he going to not be able to be called Nelson Cruz anymore? Heck, my car out there is a Chevy Cruze. Can I call it a Chevy Cruze anymore? So I'm saying, yes, he did a bad thing. But are we really going to say, we can't call anybody by that last name anymore? So I just kind of find it a little bit ridiculous, but I hate to say it because, it was like, okay, yes, he has a last name of this. The last name sounds just like the guy who, committed a bad crime. But really, you're going to make it seem like you can't say that name ever again. I don't know. It's just strange. Lana won her first match, like Slay Lana. Yeah, but I wasn't a fan of how, Bayley, had a strong victory over Sasha the night before. And then they had Bayley lose to Lana by just, hitting her head into a turnbuckle, which how many times have we seen, everybody run their heads into a turnbuckle and that's not really a finisher. It was weird, but oh well. Anyways, getting back to this, we then backstage had Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon watching on the monitor saying that Jinder had a plan and it's working. Well, that's what Daniel Bryan said. And Shane asks him what he's thinking. He's thinking that Roode should defend the title against Jinder at Fastlane. Shane suggests that Orton answer the open challenge, so they should do that. And Bryan says they're not on the same page, and they're not on the same page with the WWE Championship either. Shane says how he got to the Fatal 5-Way, and Bryan says that he was made GM. It was to run the show, but every decision he makes is met with resistance. Shane says that he only resists the emotional decisions, and he makes Roode and Orton final, which sends Bryan off with a whatever you want, boss. This feud's starting to really drag on us a little bit. I feel like it's not getting to the next level. Only like last week or the week before did Shane McMahon realize that he can actually, make decisions over Daniel Bryan, first off. And second off, why doesn't Daniel Bryan just finally come out and just, be honest as, well, I mean, if there really isn't anything to say from constantly giving Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn opportunities, then, why can't he just flat out say, hey, Shane, I'm not playing favorites with them or something like that, or just admit it finally or whatnot. Because to me, it's just not getting to the next level and it's just starting to drag out. And I mean this when I say this. If this heat between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon does not lead to anything for Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, this is just going to be a giant waste of time. And also, I mentioned this earlier, Why did AJ Styles not mention anything about this either? Because a couple weeks ago, he mentioned that, the decisions that Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are making based off of what's going on with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens affects him in some ways because he feels like he's just, stuck in the middle of their mess, constantly fighting in these multiple person matches, which he said he'll defend against anybody. But at the same time, it's like, isn't he still angry that, they're like, going at each other, like, trying to do what they want for their matches. And now he's facing four of the people, which not all of them really, should be in this title match. Again, just trying to talk about explain makes no sense at all either. But that's just what we got. The club, do you think WWE will push a low-rated superstar, so Dana, Lana, or even Alicia Fox, or probably Mandy Rose? I don't know if Dana's going to really get anywhere. Lana, if she improves as a wrestler, wouldn't mind her seeing her getting a push. Alicia Fox, no thanks. Sorry, I'm not an Alicia Fox fan. Mandy Rose, she's still new. I wouldn't mind seeing her getting a good push as well. So Mandy Rose is probably of all of them the one I would definitely want to see get the push most. Thank you for your questions, Queens. But whatever. So then we had this 6-women tag match. Now, the story has been all of a sudden Charlotte wants to take out all 3 members of the Riot Squad, which again, all 3 of them are talented, but most of them were brought up from NXT way too soon. And reasons why they're there, just I don't understand why they're there in the first place. Because also, as I keep saying, they were all 3 baby faces down at NXT. So why all of a sudden are they coming up to the main roster with chips on their shoulders? And it's called the Riot Squad. And yes, Ruby Riott is probably the most established out of the 3 of them. But like, since when does feel like Ruby Riott, like the Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan are fighting like for Ruby Riott's sake? It's once again, they're not going to admit, but they're just copying what they were going to do with Absolution before Paige got hurt. So Charlotte's taken out Liv Morgan. She's beating Sarah Logan. So at first, I didn't know that Ruby Riott was the one who requested this match because apparently she's trying to stay as far away from Charlotte as possible. Okay. I really thought what happened was Ruby Riott was going to pin Charlotte, and she would say she deserves a title opportunity at Fastlane. Well, instead, we got a decent wrestling match. I'll give it to these 6 women. The wrestling match wasn't too bad. I keep saying the wrestling on SmackDown is not that bad, but the storylines just make no sense. As Ruby Riott did get the pin, but she pinned Becky Lynch. And because of that, now Ruby's all of a sudden saying 1 down, 2 to go. She challenged Naomi next week, and it's pretty much just copying Charlotte. But the thing is, Charlotte already gave Ruby Riott a title match, and this is what's going to take me to get. He's like, what do you mean it's going to take to get? What it's going to take to get to her? Like these 2 have not been throwing big time obstacles in front of each other just to get to each other. Again, that's what I'm saying. It's not like the Riot Squad are like trying to push Ruby Riott to the top. The 3 of them are there, and I just don't understand why. But it's not just because Ruby Riott was never really established as the queen bee of this group, like how Absolution's there because they support that Paige was really the one who started the whole women's revolution. The Riot Squad makes no sense. So now Ruby Riott defeats Becky Lynch in a 6-woman tag match, and she's getting handed a title opportunity? It makes no sense. I don't get it. I knew this match was not good. Well, again, wrestling-wise, it was fine, but afterwards, oh, Robbie, why'd you bring this up? Hey, Mike, remember how much you hated the Noam Dar, Alicia Fox love angle that you named your worst storyline of the year? Robbie, do not remind me about that. Please do not remind me about that. But yeah, so that was that match again. Once again, it makes no sense. And then we had this segment. In the locker room, Owens is freaking out, and for I don't know why, and Sami Zayn comes in and says he wants to thank him. Things have been rocky between them, but he owes everything to KO, so it's finally where he belongs. Main eventing shows that it's all down to Owens, and what Owens needs to know is his guardian angel is going to have his back. He's always been about doing what's right, and what's right here is paying back his friend for everything he's done. So Owens like, are you serious? Sammy's like, he is, and they need to turn Shane's plan to split them against him. Together, they're more powerful than anyone in the match. When it's down to just them, he'll do the right thing and lay down for Owens in the center of the ring. And Owens doesn't know what to say, and Sami says he doesn't need to say anything. He just needs to become champion and go on to main event WrestleMania, and they hug it out. So to me, it kind of felt like, it was just cycling back to, when Sami first turned heel, whatnot. I don't know if this is going to result in maybe, I just don't know what this means. Is it just to fill time? Is Sami Zayn really going to, lay down for Owens, or is it just will they maybe pull a wow on us and have like Sami Zayn turn his back on Kevin Owens and Owens becomes a babyface or something? That would be a little bit of a long shot at this point, but who knows? With Road Dogg as sorry about that, guys. With Road Dogg now as head writer, we don't know what the heck is going on now on SmackDown. So again, is Sami Zayn going to really lay down for Kevin Owens? All of a sudden, it's the tension had, which it was just pretty obvious. Like, here's the thing: if I was Sami Zayn, I'd be waking up and realizing, yeah, you know what? Why am I still teaming up with Owens? He's doing the same exact thing that he does with everybody. And of all people, Sami Zayn should know that. So I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So then, next we were having a match between the New Day and Gable and Benjamin, and the winner of this match will go on to fight the Usos at Fastlane. Okay, why these two teams? These are two teams that, again, the Usos and any of these teams could have a good match. But the Usos have already taken care of them recently. The Usos won the feud with the New Day. They just feuded with Benjamin and Gable. Now they're getting a number of contenders matches. They were fighting over pancakes last week, and the winners would face the Usos at Fastlane. Like, don't get me wrong, I would much rather see the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers face off at WrestleMania than at Fastlane. But why are we all of a sudden just going to have a random tag match between the Usos and the New Day, or the Usos and Gable and Benjamin? I mean, here's the thing that I also had a problem about this match. New Day won. But once again, who are the heels? Because in this match, Gable and Benjamin once again had bad luck, and they lost the match because Kofi Kingston distracted the referee after I think it was Gable, pushed Kofi because he wasn't the legal man in the match, and he distracted the referee and causing him not to be there in time to count Benjamin's pinfall, and then New Day go on to win. No offense, how many more times is Gable and Benjamin going to get ripped off? I mean, I know they're the heels, but still, it's starting to have me build sympathy for them, because it's true. They do keep getting unlucky. It's not like, they're literally are cheating to win matches. They're getting unlucky. New Day, in my opinion, was the heels in those matches, or it could be tweeners now or whatever heck they are. And Gable and Benjamin, who randomly turned heel out of no reason at all. I don't get why. I'm just getting more of a cocky attitude. Just to constantly keep getting ripped off. I don't get it. New Day wins, so we're going to get a match between the Usos and New Day at Fastlane. As of now, unless something changes, which again, they both had good matches, when they feuded last year. But why are we having another match again? Just to fill time? Because this pay-per-view, again, is pointless. It doesn't need to happen. That's why I hate Fastlane. If you want to have a Fastlane pay-per-view, have it some other time during the year. Even though either way, there's nothing special about this pay-per-view that will ever make me want to watch it. Nothing, as a New Day would say. Anybody in the live chat? Robbie, I'm not going. I mean, unless, well, one, Dan already plans on not going, and two, unless I don't want to go alone. So, one, and two, unless if the show picks up after Fastlane, I don't waste my money on it. I would much rather just watch it from home than waste my money on it. Plus, also, we talk about if we are going to do WrestleMania next year, we're gonna maybe not go to as many events this year just to save some money. But yeah, I don't plan on it. But yeah, so that was pointless. And afterwards, as New Day are celebrating, the lights go out and the Bludgeon Brothers come out and they walk past the New Day, which so are the Bludgeon Brothers still in the tag title hunt or now since, apparently New Day apparently is now facing the Usos at Fastlane, they not. Which the only problem is look at it this way. We have a fatal 5-way at Fastlane. If for some reason they do decide to insert Jinder Mahal into this match at Fastlane, there's a triple threat. If they insert the Bludgeon Brothers, or even if Gable and Benjamin have a case, there'll be a fatal 4-way. I'm sorry, I do not like a lot of multi-person matches in pay-per-views. It's going to make the pay-per-view even suck even more. But anyways, the Bludgeon Brothers take on 2 jobbers. They squashed it with a double crucifix. Then we get the whole stuff when they make the thing official for Ruby Riott facing Charlotte at Fastlane, and then Randy Orton and Bobby Roode facing at Fastlane. So then we get the main event. It is Baron Corbin and AJ Styles. Not a bad match. I'll give it that. This match was too bad. I do think AJ Styles and Baron Corbin have definitely some underrated matches. Like, they're not like, matches of the year candidates, but I think they always do put on some pretty strong matches. Strange enough, the only part I didn't like about this match was when Corbin kicked out of the phenomenal forearm, the first one that that Styles hit on him. Because I'm thinking to myself, I ran how many times about how many people kick out of the AA. Corbin is one of the only people I know that has never kicked out of the AA. But yet Jinder Mahal can, and how many others can. But Corbin kicked out of a phenomenal forearm. A move, in my opinion, at this point, that is stronger finisher than the AA. Just a single AA, that is. Just a regular AA. But, I don't know, the match was still a strong match. I enjoyed it. But then towards the end, Baron Corbin was like he was about to kill Styles. But then he fights out and pushes Corbin away, and he hits a springboard and hits a phenomenal forearm, and he wins the match. But afterwards, Owens and Zayn run in to beat down Styles, and then they and as Zayn hits the haluva kick on him that takes him out, he clears the announce table, but then Corbin goes out, hits the end of days on Owens and Zayn. Ziggler didn't come out though. They showed him backstage watching the carnage that was happening. So again, I really don't know what else to say. It's tough for me to judge shows like this that just storylines make no sense. I'll give it again. The wrestling isn't too bad. The wrestling is good. But as I've referenced this a couple of times, as Chris Jericho said in the Inside the Ropes interview, that this type of show business that we're in is not just a wrestling show. It's a drama with wrestling as the background. So there has to be a story before you can put on a good wrestling match. And that's the problem with SmackDown's happening. They're putting on good wrestling matches, but Road Dogg, the head writer, who I've already put on a list already, just does not, know how to write a story. And I know he'll probably not see this as watch my stuff, but thank you to Lexman for retweeting and liking my tweet for Fire Road Dogg. But yeah, let me see here. I'd rather take a triple US title match at Fastlane than build to Roode versus Orton at WrestleMania 34. Even though I mentioned that thing about how I don't want to see too many multiple person matches, I would definitely rather say if Jinder Mahal is somehow in any marquee match at WrestleMania, I will be ticked. I will be flipping things. And yes, once again, besides a video package, no Shinsuke Nakamura. Is Shinsuke Nakamura not going to have a match at Fastlane now? I predicted he should have a match against a heel Randy Orton with his number one contendership on the line. But no. Here's a problem I have now with Nakamura. When he was not being built too strong after his feud with Jinder Mahal. He was being involved in how many tag matches with Randy Orton. He teamed with Orton with that match where Owens and Zayn's career was on the line at a Clash of Champions. He didn't have a strong showing in Survivor Series. Yet they finally decided to turn the switch on for one night and have a really good show at the Royal Rumble. And ever since then, he has done absolutely nothing. And this is the guy that is going to be challenging AJ Styles, hopefully still AJ Styles, for the title at WrestleMania. At least, even though that match is a little weird, at least Asuka is having a match at Elimination Chamber to give herself some more momentum going into WrestleMania against whoever she chooses to face. But right now, it looks like Shinsuke Nakamura may not be a Fastlane at all. And it makes no freaking sense. Even if they wanted to keep Bobby Roode and Randy Orton WrestleMania, they could have done Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode like one more time because, Dolph Ziggler, relinquished the U.S. title. But no, I don't want to worry about that now. He's come back just to get a WWE Championship opportunity and main event WrestleMania again. Because why is he deserve it? How did he earn it? As they would say in Seinfeld, serenity now. Serenity now. Smackdown Live, yes, doesn't deserve the M because it isn't must see. Nice, Robbie. Thanks to my, misspelling last night for SmackDown. We're talking about it. But yeah, guys, if there's nothing else you guys have to say in the live chat, then I think I'm going to get ready to wrap up this review. Thank you to Robbie and Queens for joining me in the live chat. Let's go to the Twitter and just to see the polls for this week. So what grade would you give SmackDown Live? 4 votes. Very lopsided votes here. Nobody said B or C. One person said A. The other 3 said D. And what show did you enjoy more this week? Raw or SmackDown Live? 3 votes. No surprise, all Raw. Definitely agree. Raw was definitely a lot better show this week. Well, the gauntlet match, at least, was the best thing this week in WWE. SmackDown tonight, I give it a C-. I enjoyed just a slight bit more than last week's show. But to me, it was just no different. It was no different at all. And the trend of Fire Road Dogg is still going on Twitter. So yeah, as long as Road Dogg's in charge, SmackDown Live is not going to be the same again. But again, I will address the whole brand split situation later this week. So guys, I'm excited tomorrow night over NXT because Robbie and I, as we kind of pieced this match together. But tomorrow night, the main event of SmackDown Live. I mean, wow, why am I calling this the main event of SmackDown Live? The main event of NXT tomorrow night will be Andrade Cien Almas, the NXT champion, taking on Johnny Gargano, career versus title. Cannot wait. I'm so excited for that match tomorrow. Robbie, I feel like the Riot Squad is mainly about Ruby Riott and not Liv Morgan or Sarah Logan, which is a shame because they're good young talents. They definitely are. But once again, they're just here for why? Why is, Ruby Riott having a chip on her shoulder and gathering of 2 other random women's wrestlers who are talented but may not be ready for the main roster yet. Just for why? They just haven't made Ruby Riott's the biggest part of the Riot Squad, besides just having her name and causing riots or whatever. So I thought I wish they could get a main event like what NXT will offer for tomorrow night. You definitely bet, Robbie. And I will be back up here tomorrow night live discussing that show tomorrow. NXT, I should be live after I watch the show, which I should be able to watch it right when it comes on at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully that'll be awesome there. I'll also be doing both Road to WrestleMania episode 25 this week. I wrapped up the 30-day challenge today. So if you'd like to see the answers to those questions I have on a 30-day challenge, go back and check out those videos. I also will be doing top 10 topics leading to my preview for Elimination Chamber. I plan on Thursday since I'm pretty booked this weekend doing some other fun events, trying to just get some stuff in because, wedding season starts up again. I have my first gig of the year on St. Patrick's Day next month. So Thursday night, I'll probably do a live stream just giving my thoughts on the brand-specific pay-per-views being dropped and just dual brands ones being back. I will definitely come more prepared for that, though, than I did for when I did my Dream Match live stream as well. So anybody can tune into that as well to check it out. Oh, Robbie, you always know how to crack me up, man. Number one thing being I want you to put out those Lolita Vega ice cream bars. Oh my goodness. Yeah, put them out for tomorrow for that match tomorrow. Oh man, I'd be loving that. But yes, Robbie, Queens, as always, again, thank you for tuning into the live chat. Again, if you're catching this live review after it's done, please make sure to Leave your thoughts down in the comment section as always. What were your favorite parts? What did you like about it? Did you enjoy the show? What grade would you give it? And what show did you enjoy more this week? So, as always, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Please be sure to click my like and subscribe on more content to come on this channel. And follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAir93. So, again, just for what's next the rest of the week, well, besides any odds and ends, your numbers, I highly doubt I'll be getting any of that. But live review of NXT tomorrow night. I will be doing Road WrestleMania episode 25 here tomorrow or Thursday, and also top 10 topics as well. I'll also be doing the live stream again for the dual brand pay-per-views returning on Thursday. And then Sunday, well, again, I'll be live with some of my friends on my friend Daniel Guys' channel, doing live reactions of the men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches. And then I'll do my own live review of Elimination Chamber Sunday night. So that's just the rest of the stuff to come this week. And and of course, Robbie has to say one more time. So we're listening to the audience today, just today. Is that what we're doing? Then where, oh, where are my Zelina Vega ice cream bars? I loved that part when Punk cut that promo against Triple H back in 2011. Oh boy. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you again for tuning in live. Again, like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. I'm going to check out, I'm actually going to go check out some 205 Live also, because that show again has been pretty good. We're wrapping up the first round of the 16-man tournament for the new Cruiserweight Championship. Look forward to seeing the match between Jack Gallagher and Mustafa Ali, and Arya Daivari taking on the debuting Buddy Murphy. Haven't seen him since him and Wesley Blake split up. Almost forgot his name for a second. But yeah, so guys, thanks again for tuning in. I am checking out. Until tomorrow night, guys, I will see you all then. Have a great night. Peace.